You alright, mate? Thanks for giving this a go again. It's week 8 of the Cameo show. So each week I take a selection of some of the cameos that have gone out recently, and then pick through them. So instead of just the ones that say, oh, happy birthday, Tig Biddy Dave, or I would say, I'm sorry your nan's dead, but no one's actually ordered one of those yet, unfortunately. But that'd probably make it in here anyway, even if it was a 10-second one. Imagine that, someone paying me fucking just shy of £9 or whatever it works out as a tenner for me to tell them that I'm sorry to tell you, but your nan's dead. Alright, it's your brother here. Just wanted to touch base and say, your mum's dead. That'd be fucking mint, mate. People getting me to tell their own siblings that, that their parents dead. But that's not happened yet. So what we've got here is we've got 3 this week, 3 quite lengthy ones. So strap in. A bit weird. The first one as well that we're going to have is one of the only people in my life that is from my real life, like real world life, even before the taxidermy, that I think has bought something from me that I know of for other people. And she's actually bought the things for the same person, it turns out. So that's quite nice. It's quite nice to be supported by, like real world friends. That's nice. There's a few of my mates that I've sent stuff to, for now and that. Not because I like them more or anything like that. It's just, you make something sometimes and you think, these would fucking like that. Whereas I'd never would have thought that this person who ordered this would be into this, or know people that would be into this. Very surprising, to be honest. But not in like a bad way. But it was surprising and it was nice. I was touched. It's flattering, isn't it? Especially when a mate. I don't know if any of you's apart of maybe if you're a builder or something, your mates might get in touch with a plumber and be like, "Oh, I've got this problem. Can you sort it for us?" But they probably expect you to do it cheaper for them. Whereas this person's never been like that with me. They're more than happy to pay and that and have it. It's mint, mate. It's mint. But fuck it. I'll tell you about that after this first one. Let's get into it. Hey, let's get into it. Here's the first one. Right, Tig Biddy Dave. Little message for you from Curly Sue's mum. This is probably one of the hardest ones of these I've had to do, because I feel like I'm getting judged even harder on it because I know Curly Sue's mum. So this seems pretty weird. But, I mean, what makes it weird though as well, another thing that makes it weird is that I know through Curly Sue's mum that apparently you fancy me. So this makes it quite intimidating for me as well, because I feel like I've got to impress you in some way or other, even though I'm not really that arse, because I don't have a clue who you are, innit, mate? But, we'll see where this goes. Apparently you've moved to Australia, so you've got a little bit of winter left, innit? Whereas it's hot here. See what I mean, man? I don't know what to say, innit? Because I feel I'm not arsed about you judging me, innit? I feel like fucking Curly Sue's mum. She's judging me. Like, she's like, "Oh, I knew you before you did any of this, mate, and, you used to just fucking sit there quietly." Yes, I fucking did, mate, because I had nonsense going round in my head. Like, fucking, yeah, what do you reckon to this, anyway? Tig Biddy Dave. It's a fucking, most of a duckling's body, and I've made his eye stalk out of a rat's tail. Call him the Brolly Man. This is one of my ornaments. Bit of something new, not many people have seen. I think I literally actually only posted it today. But apparently Curly Sue's mum misses you, mate. Now maybe we can use those that's because apparently you're a little bit into me. Maybe we can play on that, and because that's already like an emotional tie, isn't it? Tig Biddy Dave. Now we can really play on them emotions because Curly Sue's mum really misses you, mate. Daily, mate, daily. Every actually, well, not daily. Daily, she's messaging me, mate, going, "Oh, I just fucking wish Tig Biddy Dave could come home," And then every sort of 3 weeks, she's ringing me, being like, that Tig Biddy Dave?" And I'm like, "Nah, mate, no, I don't get why you keep ringing me." Curly Sue's mum. And she's like, "Well, it's just because I miss her, mate. I just really miss her. And hearing your voice reminds me of her, because she used to have bits of what you'd said recorded on her phone, and then she'd play it out loud to me and be like, Is this what he really sounds like in real life? And Curly Sue's mum says that she'd be like, yeah, mate, yeah, that's exactly what he sounds like when you can actually get him to speak. And then, you know, then you know, that, I mean, that went on for a little bit when you first moved, but it's not happened for a little while. But it's a shame that you've moved to Australia, to be honest, because it means you can't really buy me stuff either, so we're all missing out by you being overseas, innit, really? Curly Sue's mum loses a friend, you know, a friend that she may never get back, do you know what I mean? Like, with the likelihood of, you know, the stuff that's in Australia, mate, how likely is it that you're going to make a return journey? I mean, I know they don't really have, like, terrorists and that over in Australia. At least if they do, I'm not aware of them. But they have got, you know, mental frogs and fucking snakes that want to, you know, harm you. Spiders, mate, that are creeping around trying to fucking kill everybody. I'm pretty sure they've fucking got Komodo dragons there and all. Steve Irwin was always chasing one of those around over there on his programme, wasn't he? Fucking... Even the stuff in the sea, mate, speaking of Steve Irwin, the fucking, what are they called? Stingrays and that, mate, they want to kill you and all. You got sharks. Pretty sure dolphins are quite aggressive. Everything there, mate, wants to kill you. Why would you want to be there when you could just be at home, you know, speaking to Curly Sue's mum, banging round with her? Look at this, mate, she's the only person I know in real life that's actually paid me for stuff, and I'm pretty sure the last thing she paid me for was for you, and this is for you and all, and you've upped and moved, mate, and left her all alone, you know. Well, I assume she's not alone. I actually remember having her having quite a nice family, so she probably isn't completely alone. But you know, you get the point though. You've abandoned her, mate. That's out of order. Tig Biddy Dave. That's not that nice. That I feel like I might have ruined it as well by going a bit harsh on you by saying all this. Maybe I've made you cry. That's why I was saying I want to play on them emotional times, mate. Just because it's fun, innit? I don't know what can we show you. Look at this, mate. Yeah. Look at that. That's a trotter, mate. That's some form of boar's trotter, mate. You fucking... I don't know if they have boars in Australia. They have kangaroos, though. A lot of people in Australia tend to turn the ball sacks into bottle openers. Maybe that's a way you can feel like you're keeping me near you, if you like, you know, in a really creepy way. You know, because I saying that, I don't know, really, like, I don't know how to respond to knowing that someone likes me like that, innit? And it makes it, like I say, it makes it weird having that sort of like 12 steps to Kevin Bacon there with sort of Curly Sue's mum in between. It's a bit of a weird one, but it's a way you could imagine that I'm kind of, you know, in your life. Start buying weird Australian taxidermy. There's a girl in Australia who makes bad taxidermy called Ruby. Mate, buy some off of her and tell her, you know, oh, I'm buying this because, you know, I like what World Around You makes, and he said that, you know, your stuff's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking pay it forward, mate. Fucking maybe you and Ruby might hit it off. I've got no idea how old she is. She might actually be underage. So maybe don't do that. Because it might be a bit weird, mate. It might be a bit weird to do that. Oh, mate, this is by far the hardest one. I come on these, I do these like what, 2 or 3 a day and just chat shit at people. I goes fucking, well, see, I don't know if you really like me that much, maybe you've signed up to the Patreon, you may have already heard this, but I've just put a thing out on Patreon, mate, explaining about fences and how I don't trust fences, because if everything's about sort of like instilling fear in people and having people scared, but also about trying to make money off of people, if that's what the world's about, then why do they allow fences to exist? Surely everything should be brick walls, mate, like big cinder block walls, big tall walls, you know, that people can't fucking see down the ginnels of. When they look down these alleyways, all they see is a shadow and then maybe a little bit of a glow from a phone underneath someone's fucking chin like that, and you're like, oh, is that guy gonna rob me? Is he gonna rob me? Is he gonna let me past? Is he going to fucking Monty Python me? Is he going to fucking Holy Grail me and make me answer 3 questions before I can go home or go to the bus? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is that not something that's been spoken about? I only was thinking about it because the train tracks near where I work, they did up the fence there and they cut down the hedges and stuff because some fella jumped off and tried to top himself. Not sure if he actually died or not. Never asked. It's none of my business, innit? But they got rid of the bushes. And they started putting, them corpo fences, the big tall green metal fences with the spikes at the top, so people can't go down there onto the train tracks and, fucking delay the trains and kill themselves and, whatever else comes of someone doing that on the tracks. But it's mad, mate, because they've still kept the wall, right? So the wall's still there, the fence is there, right? So the fence is, like, up here, easily up there, maybe a little taller, with, like, gaps like this, so you can't quite climb through it or over it. But then there's a wall, mate, about this tall. So if you really wanted to, you could just fucking, like that, over the wall and just fucking dive off in front of the train, mate. There's nothing stopping you. So it can't be about safety, innit? Tig Biddy Dave. It can't be to try and keep people safe and keep sad people alive. It's got to be something else, mate. There must be something else. But I just can't for the life of me figure out what it is. It can't be moving money, because they wouldn't make it out of a metal fence, would they? If it was about money, they'd want to make it so it's a replaceable fence. Kind of like with the Pusher in Manchester. Maybe that's why you've moved to Australia, mate, scared of the Pusher. But I think the Pusher was mostly targeting gay blokes, on Canal Street. But that might just be only a good percentage of them. Maybe they weren't all gay, but I'm not sure. But I was thinking with that, maybe they were replacing it was people that wanted to build fences and sell fences to people. Maybe they were doing that so that, pushing the odd person into the canal when they're pissed, just fucking kicking them like that, mate, booting them, or just, nudging them with the shoulder as they walk past. Just these fence salesmen who are like, we could sell some fucking bit of rope and post here, get a bit of rope and post down. Do you know what I mean? It's a possibility, innit? There's loads of dodgy stuff with fences, mate. And hedgerows and stuff as well. Like, I'm looking out of this window here. I'm seeing green fields and hedgerows and trees, right? But with the hedgerows, there's fences as well with that. But they're supposed to be like nature's fence, mate. But someone's still smart enough to sell these farmers gateposts and fences. They're just fucking everywhere, mate. And are they there to just, like, keep them in our heads that we're, like, not behind these fences? We live amongst the fences, but we're not fenced off ourselves. I mean, maybe you know better than anyone that we're not fenced off, because you've moved halfway around the world and abandoned your friend. But it seems that maybe we are, mate. Because there's a lot of people that don't even believe Australia exists. So where are you really, if that's the case? Are you just like hiding in Tasmania, hiding in fucking New Zealand, pretending you're in Australia? Or is it the whole of Australasia that doesn't exist? I'm not 100% sure, but some people don't think it exists. Curly Sue's mum clearly believes it exists, because, she believes that you've gone there. But maybe you've just moved a few down the street and you just didn't want out to do there anymore. Maybe that's how she feels. Tig Biddy Dave. Maybe that's what she feels like. Anyway, I think this has gone on for long enough. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Tig Biddy Dave. I hope I've not put you off me. I hope I've not put you off all my gear and that. I hope I've not put you off Curly Sue's mum. Beaver. I'll read you what she's said in the instructions, so you know that she hasn't told me... She hasn't told me to upset you as such. She said, "Hi Jack, it's Curly Sue's mum. Can you tell me, Tig Biddy Dave, in the video that I miss her?" Then in brackets, she moved to Australia. "If you want to embarrass her, you can tell her I told you she fancies you. If not, you can leave that bit out and just chat some mad shit, thanks." So I'm hoping that I've delivered, mate. But I'm hoping that I've pulled on those heartstrings as well, and that you'll start ringing your mate a bit more. Because she must miss you, because she's paid me a tenner for this. So... give her a bell or something, mate. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I delivered? That's the end of the first one there. So that was, it was pretty mad having someone who I know, who knew me. Not really seeing each other for years, but, we got along and that, But it's nice. So I thought I mentioned Patreon in there, but so one of the things I don't often mention in these is I've got an OnlyFans as well. So if you've got feelings like Maisie, and you're like, you know what? I like this fella here. I like when he stands up in his videos. I like the way he talks. I don't know, you like something else you like stuff about me other than what I think and what I've got to say. Maybe join the OnlyFans, mate. There might be a discount on it when you look on there. There might not be, but there might be one. There might be tomorrow. So, have a look back. You can sign up. There's loads of videos on there that you won't see anywhere else. All with a bit of a... be groins visible in all of them. So if that's something that you're into, if you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I like the taxidermy, but what makes it go down a bit easier is if I can see this guy's not see his nether regions. There's no nudity on there, but you know, if I could see a bit of a protrusion from this fella's joggers, that helps me. That helps me be into the taxidermy and these weird ornaments he keeps collecting and trying to flog me on Instagram. You know, so if you are into a bit of that, join the OnlyFans. If you would rather listen to stuff that I've got to say and watch videos, join me Patreon, mate. Patreon's cheaper as well. I'd argue the stuff on Patreon's better. It's more fun for me. You know, it's not just, oh, bit of a wiggle in my hips here. Hey, you know, there's actually thinking, and I get to get stuff off my chest and that, mate. I really like what I put out on Patreon. I'm quite happy with it. But all the links are below. But let's move on to the next one. So what happened on this next one is actually mental. So what happened was Tig Biddy Dave in that last one there went on to actually make a new Tig Biddy Dave. So the person who got that one there, we'll give them a new nickname in a second. But now there's a new Tig Biddy Dave. But the original Tig Biddy Dave of the last video, the recipient of the last video, immediately after watching their video, ordered this video. And this is the instructions they gave. So, Tig Biddy Dave is amazing, and she's presently birthing a fucking giant baby. So maybe some words of encouragement or a pep talk and some well wishes to the baby, in brackets, it's a boy. Freestyle with your weirdest shit. It'll go down a treat. Now, you know that I like it when they tell me to be weird, because that's just sort of, you know, opening the floodgates of say whatever the fuck you want. And I don't quite remember this, but I do remember it ends with various messages for the, at that point, half unborn child. So here you go, mate. Here's the next one. Right, Tig Biddy Dave, that fella with the Chinese wife, asked me to send you a little message, mate. Apparently, right this very second, as I'm recording this, you're giving birth to a giant baby that's probably going to tear you from arsehole to belly button. So I thought I'd show you some other things that have potentially been torn arsehole to belly button. Look at that. There's a pencil sharpener in the rat's ball sack. So this was its scrotum heel, but I have to cut from about here. So if you imagine on a rat, like the belly button's there on a person, innit? Ball sack's down here. So it's easy to imagine that it would be around here, the belly button part of it. So that could be you, mate. That could be you, mate. But apparently as well, you're like you're a bit of a partier, bit of a raver, and you can't wait until this kid's out here so that you can get on the beak again, which is a fucking hell of a thing, mate. That's a hell of a thing. I love the idea of an honest woman. You know, there's nothing better than that, is there? The idea that, you know, you're there fucking oh god, how are we gonna do this? Bear with me. Tig Biddy Dave. This let's see if I can do this without fucking up the video completely. So let's see. I imagine you're probably thinking to yourself, fucking hell, I don't have the patience for this. But you're there, right? You're sitting there, fucking stirruped up, and then the fucking baby just goes flying out of you, which in this case is the fox's head. And then you're thinking to yourself, oh, thank fuck for that. Give me its, I'm going to dry out its placenta, and then I'm going to, you could ground that up and sniff that, would it? I suppose. Cut with placenta, mate. Not many people will have done that. But I was going to suggest you just take a line off of the placenta. Maybe, oh, mate, no. What you do, right, is you dry out the placenta in a little mould you've made that's like a little spoon or a little shovel. And then you've always got a little bit of the babby with you, and you can be like, fucking like that, off the placenta. But you obviously, like, it's a little like a key, just to get you back in. Because I'm hoping anyway, for like at least 9 months you've not been ramming any in you, because otherwise this baby might be a bit slow to read. Not a dig, I understand this is probably a temperamental time, so I'm trying to be very nice, because I understand you're also going to be very, very emotional. And probably the last thing you want, mate, is some guy that you follow on Instagram telling you to breathe deeply. So, maybe we could do some breathing exercises. Tig Biddy Dave. I don't know, I've never watched anybody give birth. I'll be dead honest, mate, I'm not normally really allowed to talk to pregnant women. Or not in the sense I've got a possessive girlfriend or anything like that. It's usually just the people that are accompanying me in these sort of situations kick me under the table whenever I start speaking or asking particular questions. But as you can see, mate, I'm the only one here. So I don't know if you're supposed to be going then do that loads, right? If you're supposed to be going do that loads, just whatever it is to get him out, innit, I suppose, you know. I'm wondering what you're going to call him, innit? Are you going to go for like a Welsh name, like Ian, like Baby Ian? I'd suggest Baby Ian. Ian, innit?
Tig Biddy Dave.
Is he a Ian, eh? Ian, isn't he? Eh, fucking, it's a mint name, innit?
Tig Biddy Dave.
What's
Tig Biddy Dave?
Short for?
Tig Biddy Dave, short for Tig Biddy David.
Well, I presume. Ian's not really short for anything, is it? Ian's a mint name, mate. Baby Ian, mate. Go for Baby Ian. Baby Ian's sick, mate. I'll even sell you a t-shirt with Baby Ian on it that I gave to me mate for his baby that was called... well, his baby had a middle name, Ian. Named after his dad, so I made a Baby Ian shirt. If you want that, if you call your kid Ian, I'll give it a middle name. Get in touch and I'll sell you one of them t-shirts, mate, as well. But, fucking... That's besides the point, mate. I don't know what you're going to call the baby, but I'm hoping that obviously I hope the baby comes out well and that, you know. Obviously, I hope everything goes to plan. I hope you give birth properly. I hope you don't give birth to some form of, like, hybridised creature, like you've been experimented on, you know. Or that the sort of the change in the drinking of the tap water between, like, Welsh tap water, which I imagine to be very, very clean. Changing over to Australian tap water, which I imagine to be quite murky. Just from, you know, I've never tried the tap water in Australia, but I imagine it's got a fair bit of sand to it, bit of grit, you know, something to grind your teeth down a bit further, get you buying more toothpaste, so that, you know, you rub it into your teeth and your gums and your dream. I need to stop this. Sorry, I'm properly fucking fixated on toothpaste at the minute, mate. Really, like, fixated on it. I've gotten to the point where I believe it's stopping me from dreaming properly. Like, I used to have loads of nightmares, right? Every night, all the time, horrendous dreams. But I also didn't really used to brush my teeth at night because I'd be in, when I was younger, probably in too much of a state to remember to brush my teeth at night time. So then I'd have all these nightmares and stuff constantly. But now that I don't do that, I have different dreams. My dreams aren't nightmarish anymore, my dreams aren't scary. And I kind of miss it, mate, to be honest. And I think that's got something to do with the toothpaste, you know.
Tig Biddy Dave.
I really do. But hopefully you're not having nightmares. I'm wondering if you've managed to watch this all the way through. How long can we drag this out for? What's labour like, mate? I wonder what labour's like. When I first got the message off him,
That fella with the Chinese wife.
saying my mate's in labour, I thought this was going to be some political thing and I was going to have to do some reading beforehand so that I can have a dig at you about stuff, but luckily it's not. But I don't really know much about childbirth and that. I for years, mate, for most of my life, I never knew the term newborn baby. I always thought it was fresh baby. I always thought, you know, someone has a fresh born baby, a fresh baby. Because of that newborn baby smell, I just associated that with, like, fresh smelling. So I just never knew it was a newborn. Just thought fresh born. I don't know how I avoided seeing that in just, like, popular culture and on greetings cards and stuff. I'm hoping this is better than a greetings card, mate, or this, because you can play this again. Maybe you can play this to little Ian when he's older, and you can be like, look at this fella here. I used to love the weird shit this guy made on the internet, but then he made me feel very uncomfortable for the best part of 10 minutes whilst I was giving birth to you. This was filmed on the day you were being given birth to, you know. So here's a little message to baby Ian. I hope she gave you the name Ian, otherwise whatever she called you, to
Tig Biddy Dave's
his son on his 14th birthday. You know, let's give you some problems. This was filmed on the day that you were exiting your mother's vagina. For the argument's sake, little Ian. Big Ian now, I presume, if you're already a giant. Ian, we'll just call you Ian for short. But apparently, you know, you came out of your mum's vagina, I heard. She went into labour, so I imagine she didn't have a caesarean section. So things were never the same for her after that, Ian. Never the same. And she could never look at you the same way either, because she actually got a smear of shit down the back of your head and back, and the nurses had to take it away to like towel you off and before you could be given back, because you got your mum's poo on you, mate. Which probably wasn't the only time either, you know. There might have been other times throughout your life where that's happened and you've not known, mate. Times where maybe
Tig Biddy Dave
shat herself and she's just gone, oh, I've only just bought these fucking knickers. What's a skiddy, eh? I don't mind about a skiddy. Chuck it in the wash, and it's got in the wash, mate, with your school clothes. Do you know what I mean? You're 14 now, Ian, big boy, you know, getting on. And, you know, your mum's knickers and that has touched your clothes. That's a bit weird, that, innit, Ian? That makes you feel uncomfortable, doesn't it, mate? Eh? And here's a little message for you on your 18th birthday, Ian. Oh, your fucking mum's old mate.
that fella with the Chinese wife.
They've not been in touch for a very long time now, but she really got her money's worth. Happy 18th, Ian. Hey, good on you, mate. You got over all that problems and all that trouble about your mum's knickers, touching your mum's knickers and stuff. And now you're bringing women or men, you know, home, and Australian women and men potentially as well. So you're sowing your half Welsh seeds. I presume at least half Welsh. I don't know anything about you.
Tig Biddy Dave.
All I've got about you
Tig Biddy Dave.
is
Tig Biddy Dave.
he is amazing. She's nice, isn't it?
That fella with the Chinese wife.
I think she's amazing.
He's overly friendly, that fella with the Chinese wife.
And she's presently birthing a fucking giant baby. So maybe some words of encouragement / a pep talk / well wishes to the baby. In brackets, it's a boy. Freestyle with your weirdest shit, it'll go down a treat. I hope it has, mate. I hope you've enjoyed this, mate. I've not really shown you many dead things, because I don't think it's what you want to see, innit? You're in the other side of life there, bringing in new life. You don't want to see old life, dead life. But though, mate, imagine, right? Imagine if these animals did have to die for your son to be able to be born. If that's the way the world works, mate, that'd be mint, wouldn't it? Think about, though, like what farms would mean. And is that why we're having farms? Are we actually sacrificing all these chickens and sheep and cows just in order to have like a population boom? Because we used to apparently take people up massive flights of stairs, innit? You know, like how, you know, like not like the equivalent of like a indoor car park. I don't like that, not them sort of stairs. It wouldn't work anyway when you kick the body down, because you'd have to like fucking you kick it down one flight of stairs and then you run down a few more and just scoot the body to the other flight of stairs and then kick it down and then down there, and then you've got to keep scooting it round. You'd be knackered by the end of it. What's the point in a sacrifice? Is everyone's tired when you could just like fucking slit the throat of the person, harvest the heart and boot the body down the staircase, down a big pyramid, and then we have a good harvest, you know, for like Quetzalcoatl and stuff, or whatever, you know, ancient god of your choosing would be of the harvest. Pretty sure Quetzalcoatl was a god of harvest. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that gave corn and maybe even gave cattle to the to Indian people. But I'm not sure if that's 100% true. Might not have been Quetzalcoatl. I think he just looked like him. So it probably was Quetzalcoatl. He was probably just doing the rounds, being like, we need to introduce farming, mate, because we need to be able to terraform this planet as best and as efficiently as possible. But we don't want to blast it with nuclear bombs. We've learned that lesson with Mars, because Mars' atmosphere, you know, it's just full of xenon and that. So obviously they had some form of nuclear explosion, supposedly. So the best way to terraform a planet realistically would be to change the chemical composition in the air, wouldn't it? By introducing farm animals and corn and rice, things like that, giving all these people a choice. Do you want rice? Do you want wheat? Do you want soy? Do you want beans? You know, and supposedly the only people who ever made the right guess was the Hopi tribe of the Native Americans. Supposedly, anyway, as the myths and the legends go. That's why they get to hide in the hollow earth, you know. And that's your message anyway, Ian, for your 18th. So I hope you've learnt something there. I wonder if all of that still stands true in 18 years' time. I wonder if we still believe in that, or if that's just something we believe in now. Has the world changed? What was like Project Bluebeam, living through Project Bluebeam like, Ian? What was that like, being born into Project Bluebeam, seeing Jesus' face in the sky, imposed by drones and machines, you know? I wonder what it was like to come to life at the birth of the robot rebellion. You know, looking back now, you know, and you,
Tig Biddy Dave.
looking back now, 18 years ago to when you gave birth, what was it like, eh? Anyway, I think this has gone on probably long enough. I hope you have a nice day. You know, I hope it all goes well. Don't call the baby Jack after this. If you do though, let me know. You won't get a discount out on the website, but share up my stories and stuff, you know. Fucking be like, look at this weird woman off the internet. Named a baby after me because I gave her a 12-minute cameo. Don't know what else. I don't know what else to say to you. Fucking, you know, give the baby a pat on the head if that's okay to do. From me, you know, a little, not like an hard pat, you know, don't like Britney Spears and turn him into an ashtray. Just a little, you know, a gentle, you know, welcome to the world, mate, from the guy that makes stuff out of dead rats and that, you know. I hope your undercarriage heals nicely, you know. I don't need evidence of it or anything like that. I just, you know, I hope you're back in good form when all this is over. Yeah, fucking congratulations, mate, on the baby. See you in a bit, mate.
There you go. That's the second one of the session. So I thought maybe I should say I did get a little bit of extra message in detail off of the buyer of that one. That's where I got some of the information for that from. But as you can imagine, a lot of it is made up. There's a few potential titles from that one there, but I think they're a bit too long, so there wasn't any in the first one, I didn't feel. But here's some of the potential titles. What's the point in a sacrifice if everyone's tired? They get to hide in the hollow earth. Baby Ian, quite a good contender. Gonna put a little asterisk by Baby Ian. But I don't think it's gonna grip people though, is it, Baby Ian? Jesus' face in the sky. That might get people's attention, but probably wouldn't. Would in real life, obviously, but not as the title for this. Born into Project Bluebeam. That might get people looking, but a lot of you might not know what Project Bluebeam even is. I hope your undercarriage heals. So that's the strongest contender so far. But we'll see what comes up in this next one. So this next one is going to play just after these little adverts. I'm going to start putting a little advert here. Actually, I might not. Let me see how long this next one is. You got lucky. It'd be silly to put an advert here. There's only going to be, this next one's only about 7 or 8 minutes. It's much shorter than the others. So no advert, but you know, if you want to go over to Fat Pete's Prints and get something from Fat Pete, then use the discount code DEADRAT. You'll get yourself 15% off the Etsy shop. So the link for that will be in the description below as well. If you were wondering as well, while it kept going on about toothpaste in that'll probably actually help you date when this was recorded, if I'm honest. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you'll probably notice that there was a good chunk of time where I really got fixated on toothpaste and is toothpaste good for us and what's it doing, putting all these chemicals in our gums from a tube of toothpaste. So if you want to go and find that, go for it. Don't know if that's the best way for me to advertise the Patreon. There's much better stuff on there. I'll be dead honest, my head was breaking, which happens occasionally, you know, as you can probably imagine from a fella that sits in a loft cutting up rats all day. But, you know, if you want to go and listen to them, go for it, mate. You probably enjoyed them. You'll probably enjoy the others more. But it was a little phase. It comes and goes, that phase. I do get fixated on the idea that toothpaste is doing us more harm than good. Because I think that's a really good way to control people. If I was going to try and control people, I would try and convince them that they've got bad breath and that nobody likes them because they've got bad breath. But if they rub this emulsion onto their gums, then, you know, everyone will think you're cooler and want to hang around with you, maybe kiss you, maybe suck your dick, maybe lick your fanny, maybe tickle your bumhole. But you've got to have nice teeth, you've got to rub our chemicals on your mouth first before anyone will do that, before anyone will partake in carnal pleasures with you, carnal pleasures of the soul, before anyone will do any of that with you. Rub your fucking gums with this paste, with this weird smelling, bright white, paint-like substance that you can't eat, and if you give too much of it to a child, apparently they die. It's fucking, do you know what I mean? Can you see? I don't want this to turn into just me ranting about toothpaste. So let's get into the next one. So the information I got for this one was that their birthday's coming up, and she really wants a rat pencil case, but I can never get one because they're sold out. If obviously if he signed up to my Patreon, he would get the message with the little heads up telling him when the next rat pencil case will be made available to the exact minute that it's going to be listed on the day that it's going to be listed. But obviously the Tig Biddy Dave in question doesn't mean as much to the buyer as what they suggest they do, because, you know, for the sake of £1 or £3 a month, plus you get loads of extra stuff, and you can read me books and listen to loads of podcasts and watch vlogs. And I'm about to start, as I'm recording this and editing this, I'm in the process of starting a new little series on there called Uber, which is little heads up for you. It's not even my Patreon people know this properly yet. What's going to be happening is they're going to get a little backseat drive me. They're going to get to experience what it's like to be in the backseat of my car while I'm driving round, talking to them like a weird taxi driver. Thought it'd be good, because I talk to myself anyway in the car. So and you know, that daft, because I have to drive quite long distances sometimes. I get bored and my head wanders off, so I thought this would be a good idea. They might be shit, there might only be one or two that go out on there, and then never any more. People might be like, mate, no one wants to see this, which is fair enough, but I thought I'd give it a try, you know, because it's a way of making driving round in the car make more sense. Well, not make more sense, I've got to get from where I'm going to where I'm going, but you know, sometimes it feels like a waste of time, doesn't it, to be driving. Anyway, getting very distracted here. Apparently this Tig Biddy Dave is a massive Harry Potter fan. Apparently they're a Ravenclaw. Then in brackets, she likes to think she's a Gryffindor, but she's wrong. She's awful at Scrabble, which is kind of ironic in a weird way, because the grammar within it all is awful. But yeah, let's get into it. Just as a little heads up, I know nothing about Harry Potter, but here we go.
Right.
Tig Biddy Dave, Tiny Mike's.
Got your little happy birthday message from me. Apparently you're always after a rat pencil case, innit, but
Tiny Mike
can't get you one because they're always sold out. Obviously
Tiny Mike
doesn't know that you can go to my Patreon page. So if he really cared about you,
Tig Biddy Dave,
what he would have done on top of ordering you this little clip is he'd have joined my Patreon page, wouldn't he, for £1 a month, for £3 a month, so that he could get that little update, that little message that gets sent to him. You know, and giving him an hour, 2 hours warning when the next rat pencil case is going to be available. So what happened there? So he needs to up his game for you.
Tig Biddy Dave.
You know, is he really taking you that seriously, love? But here's a rat pencil case I'm going to be sending out this week. It's a proper nice colour, innit? It's got like a sort of lilac-y fucking grey colour there and white, mate. Quite a nice little face on him as well. But obviously he's lined. I'll show you what it looks like to put a pencil up his arsehole as well. There you are, look at him, mate. Fucking gets the... give it a little blow in there as well, clear it out. Now he's told me a couple bits about you as well, mate. He says that you're a massive Harry Potter fan, and I think that's, you know, it is what it is. I don't have much to say about Harry Potter. I found it quite boring, to be honest, especially as a kid, mate. I didn't like the idea of watching a film that was based about being in school, for the same reasons why, you know, when you come home from school as a kid and you put on the telly and the TV show would be about being in school but there's a fucking vampire, or being in school and there's a fucking like massive hairy monster, and you're like, but I've just been at school, man, I don't want to watch this. Like Biker Grove, mate, that's like fucking a horror film to me as a kid, because I didn't understand, I don't understand the subtleties, especially as a child and a young teenager, and even still to a point now. I don't really understand the subtleties between people, let alone when actors are pretending that there's subtleties between people. The storylines they'd have, they'd be like, oh, this person here is smoking cigarettes, he's a bad person. No, he's not. He just enjoys a fag, mate, leave him alone. He's 15, he's nicked a pack of cigs off his mum, and he's having a smoke and making friends at school. Fucking leave him be. Harry Potter didn't even have that. Harry Potter was just about a child abuse victim being dragged off by one of the fucking Nephilim to the middle of the English countryside to be fucking hounded at by these people that are going to throw snakes at him, introduce him to dragons, lock him in a room with a massive dog. One of the teachers is going to constantly try to kill him, and then at the end of it, he's got to go home and live back in his fucking... is it his cousin's cupboard, his uncle's cupboard? It's fucking weird, mate. I don't get why kids would be into it at all, being like, oh, fucking, you know, fucking Opus Pocus, fucking Wingardium Leviosa, and all this shite. It's nonsense, mate. If you're going to learn Latin, learn fucking Latin. Learn the names of plants, learn the names of animals. You know, like fucking Vulpis, here's a fox I've shoved my hand into, says, you know, but it says you'd like to think you're a Ravenclaw. Now, I don't know what that means, but here's a baby chicken's claw, mate. Little baby chicken toes. I don't know if that's got anything to do with Ravenclaw. It's like the sort of thing a witch would put in a thing. Witches are vastly interesting, mate. Witches, wizards. Some people even think that Jimmy Savile might have been a wizard, mate. There's a way to spend your birthday afternoon or your birthday evening if you're thinking of something to do. Go and watch Was Jimmy Savile a Wizard on YouTube. Fucking best documentary going, love. It's mint, mate. You'll really enjoy that, I think. But it's fucking, you know, it's just boring, isn't it? Watching a load of kids fucking run around in the woods, fucking pretending to be wizards. It doesn't do it for me, mate. I'm not massively into swords and sandals though either. I don't want to watch Gladiator. That's boring. You know what them sort of thing. What I need portals. I need fucking ray guns. I need aliens. I need a grand conspiracy. I need something where I can watch it and my mind isn't telling me this is about aliens, mate, secretly about aliens, because it's already about aliens, do you know what I mean? That's one of the best things I've ever watched, mate, is X-Files. Watched it this year for the first time, all from start to end. Took me months to get through them all. The whole time, perfectly relaxed. A few months ago, I watched Toy Story, took some notes on it for the podcast. Took me fucking, I don't know, close to 5 hours to record all my notes, mate, about all these hidden messages in Toy Story about aliens and Iraq and fucking Afghanistan and all these other hidden messages within it. But Harry Potter, mate, maybe I'll do Harry Potter. I'll go through the Harry Potter films and be like, here's the hidden messages in there that they don't want you to know. You know, that they're trying to implant in your head. Like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where they're getting all the fucking vegan propaganda in the background for you. There's bound to be loads of stuff like that in Harry Potter. Realistically, mate, Harry Potter was to get young kids, ones a little bit younger than me at the time, invested in the idea that school's mint, school's fun, school's where you should be. Because then they made it legal, law, that a child has to stay in college after school. They can't just finish school and go on the dole. They've got to finish school, go to college, or get an apprenticeship. They have to by law. It's fucking wrong, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's probably what Harry Potter was all about, mate. That and trying to make them believe that magic isn't real. I'm a big believer that magic, like magic with a K probably, is like more than likely real, and like the power of will and suggestion and stuff is probably like a real thing, because so many people seem to believe it, and it seems to be thinly veiled as like religion and all this other stuff. Apparently you're not very good at Scrabble, but veiled would be a pretty good word in Scrabble because it's 6 letters. Maybe, yeah, it's 6 letters, and you can use up the V as well, which is an hard letter to use in Scrabble. I don't know. He's also said you like to think you're a Gryffindor, but you're wrong. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree with
Tiny Mike.
Yeah, really inclined to agree with
Tiny Mike.
I just don't think there's anything about you, mate, that's a Gryffindor. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what to say, mate, other than, you know,
Tiny Mike's
spot on there, do you know? I don't know why he's told me you're not very good at Scrabble either. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, like sit and read you know, different long words. And the best word you can use in Scrabble, realistically, is QI. It means like key, chi, you know, it's a mint word because it gets rid of your Q quite easily. But good luck with the Scrabble.
Tig Biddy Dave.
I hope you get better at Scrabble, mate. And happy birthday, mate.
So a bit of a weird one, but I quite liked it because it was a bit different to the other two. Because the other two, these people know each other and that, and there was a little bit of a story, and then we can end it with this one rather than talking about, you know, an unborn child being freaked out by, in essence, touching things his mum's vagina have touched. And that's it, mate, for this week. So if you enjoyed this, obviously it'd be nice if you sign up to my page, John. I know I keep bringing it up, probably annoying you, but you know, if people don't sign up, then well, nothing's going to really happen, I suppose. But it's nice if people sign up. It'd be nice to get £100 a month from it. That'd be nice. That'd be quite. I think I'd be satisfied with that, because it'd be like a nice little benchmark. I'd be like buzzing, and that could be, you know, I don't know how many more people. I think it's on about £60 at the minute, which is still amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of people that are even thinking to themselves, you know what, I do want to listen to this guy who sits alone most of the day. I want to listen to what he says to himself. I want to know what this guy argues about with himself in his own head, you know. So that's nice, you know. Thank you if you have already signed up. But if not, go and give it a go. You can try it for free as well for 7 days, mate. So you might as well try it for free. Please listen to the advert at the end of this if you're not going to sign up to the Patreon, or even if you are, because that's how the podcast can make me like a fraction of a penny, because these don't get sponsored. Well, apart from I suppose Fat Pete's prints, but that's Fat Pete, innit? Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping I'll sort out some Tig Biddy Dave merch as well, mate. I might get some topless photos of me dad. Get him to sign some weird form of release form or something. You already buy pictures of his toenails off worldaroundyou.com, so might as well start selling pictures of me dad in like I want him in like a Jeff Goldblum pose in his boxers or something, you know, like covered in all of his bruises from his various injections and that, because I think it'd look quite funny, and we'll put that on some t-shirts, some posters and stuff. But we'll have to see if I can get him to agree to that. Might have to wait till he's had enough of his painkillers and stuff. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you for listening. There'll be more shows on Patreon, as I say. There's the next show. Be on Monday. I think it's a Here's How. So if you're listening to all these in order, here's a Here's How coming next, unless you're listening to them somehow backwards. In which case, the next episode's me with the couple that scares together. Anyway, thanks for listening. I still haven't decided on a name. You have to find out what the name is. All the links I've mentioned are in the description below. Don't be tight. Listen to the adverts. I'll fucking see you in a bit, mate.